All right, we're celebrating Ever Culture today on Breakfast Daily, and as you can see, I'm Mamaga Kukui today, and my outfit would not be complete without jewelry, right? You can see all the beautiful beads that I'm wearing. We'll be getting into a jewelry discussion shortly, but first, let's take a look at this. Such a work of art. So we're talking about the Jewellery Art Show, and it's a platform seeking to put on display the best of African indigenous jewelry designs. Now, this year's theme for the Jewellery Art Show is the box of trinkets. I like that, box of trinkets. Okay, let's say good morning to our guests. Katy Toda is CEO of Sun Trade Beads. Good morning, Katy.
Good morning.
Always great to see you.
Likewise.
Ifya Sechi is a designer, and look, she has the craziest, most beautiful designs. You see it on social media. I'm so glad to meet you. Thank you, and welcome to Breakfast Daily, Ifya. Herman Ofori McMillan is executive producer of the Jewellery Art Show. Good morning, Herman.
Good morning.
And LD Sefaji is the director of NZ Group Limited and co-producer of the Jewellery Art Show. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All of you have on beautiful jewelry in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So you're coming to talk about what you're wearing as well. How did this come about, the Jewellery Art Show? Herman?
It came about as a result of, I've a little background on what I do. I've been in the fashion industry for close to 30 years. I'm a choreographer, I'm a fashion choreographer, and a model trainer. So I've been involved with a lot of fashion shows over the years. Now, what I realized was that there was too much focus on clothing all the time. And even when there's jewelry shows, they put clothes on the models, and so you don't really get to see the creativity and the art that these jewelers bring to bear. So that's how come I decided I was going to create something that will focus solely on the jewelry, on the creation of the jewelry, you understand? And also to bring some focus and some highlights onto jewelry making and jewelers.
Nice.
So,
yeah, because you're right, with a lot of fashion shows, people go for the clothes. We have seen some that do accessories, but that's also a broad umbrella, right? Because accessories covers headgear, footwear, bags,
etc.
But then jewelry is very, very specific.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is nice. Okay, now you got two of the best sitting here between Katy and Ifya. Let's chat with you a bit. Katy, you've been in Ghana for how many decades now?
4 plus.
I mean,
I'm into my 5th decade. Yeah.
Did you learn about beads here?
Yes.
So before you came from...
I was a 20-year-old novice, not even a hole in my ear.
So you find yourself in Ghana
with a Ghanaian husband, with an Ever family.
So you're home today?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. How did you get introduced to Ghanaian beads?
We lived in Aquatia, and there was a Saturday market. So when I went to do my weekly shopping, minus English, no English. So my ears, my eyes, my senses, and I was just open to everything, and not talking helped, I think. Right. And I did macrame at the time, because in the 70s it was the rage, it was the fashionable handicraft. So with macrame I did wall hanging, room dividers, belts, hammocks, swing for my children later. And I looked for a local ingredient to decorate, to place my macrame where I live, to relate to. So to my amazement, it in the market, you know, you have the household, you have the clothing, you have the health, the food, just like any regular mall, except it's opener, it's fresh, and men were selling beads. I said, oh, what is going on in Ghana? So I approached the table, and the men were pushing some things already, sitting on top of the table, on top of the collection, you know, pushing some things away, putting others in front of my face. I said, something is going on. So, and they gauged me.
Yeah.
They knew. I mean, I bought my first beads by looking at the individual beads and checking the size of the hole. And I said, okay, macrame, I use thick rope, so it has to go through.
Yeah.
So I bought the beads which were Ghanaian, which were locally made, because
Glass
I could afford them from my husband's salary, by the way. Teacher's salary.
Teacher's salary. So that's how it started for you.
So that's how I bought my first beads, and then to my dismay, some beads had a big hole on one end and half an inch. The other side was barely a pinhole. So I was left with a lot of beads that I had to choose smaller thread to utilize them, and made my first necklaces.
So from
like
going
that.
from that to what we see on the table here,
Yay.
which is one of Katy's creations, is
Yes.
phenomenal. So you can imagine the kind of art we'll see at the show. Ifya, let's come to you. Now, all I have to ask you is what's the inspiration for the designs you come up with your jewelry? Because it's fascinating. I mean, we've seen Hollywood stars wearing your jewelry for beautiful editorial shoots because of the beauty, what it communicates. How do you come up with these designs?
Yes, I do think about how to promote the African culture we have here. So mostly I do add the bras, the pendants, locally produced here in Ghana, so that I'll be able to project the culture and the art we have here in the country. So that is the idea of how I'm able to come up and combine different pieces to make a design.
I think one thing that stands out about the two of you is how you've been able to turn simple beads and simple jewelry into art, which is what you gentlemen are doing, and making people see it as more than just something you wear, but you're wearing a piece of art. You know, I think it's about elevating it and then giving it more value. So what's the objective of the Jewellery Art Show beyond showcasing the art that people like Katy and Ifya produce? Beyond that, what do you want to gain from that?
Now, what we want to do is to shift the focus onto what we have as a heritage. So more and more often we are realizing that Ghanaians or should I say Africans are beginning to notice the value in our heritage, the value in the pieces that we have. So we want to put it on a platform where people can begin to appreciate the fact that it is possible to sell our jewelry for thousands of dollars, because creations like what Ifya Sechi does, like what Katy Toda does, are significant sources of income for them. And people should come to the realization that these are not inferior things we are doing. These are wonderful things that we are producing here, and it can definitely put us on the map. These are some of the reasons why we are bringing this particular show to bear.
How is the idea being received so far as organizers in putting something like this together? Because it's quite new, you know.
Yeah, well, it's not that new, because we did the first Jewellery Art Show in 2015 in Kumasi.
7 years ago.
Yes.
In Kumasi.
Yes, but it didn't get this type of, attention and publicity.
I mean, gold, people. I mean, we're talking a lot about beads here, but gold, so valuable, so precious. In a place like Kumasi, people didn't go for this?
Well, people attended the show, but what I'm saying is it didn't get as much attention as this
as you would
second edition is getting. Yeah. So, what was the question again?
Like, how are people receiving this?
It's funny.
The feedback has been amazing.
It's funny. The reason why Herman and I teamed up on this show was because I saw a video of that very first production, and I was blown away by it, and I was like, people should know about this. And that's how he and I linked up. This was in 2020, and this has been in the works for the last 2 years. You know, it's not been easy, and everywhere we go, even from the videos that you showed, from the pictures that we are producing, the images that we are producing, everybody sees it and goes like, oh my gosh. So it tells you that even us as a people don't realize the abilities that we have, the kind of things that we are able to make. You know, look at Ifiasi, look at the productions of Katy Toda. Like, we were at CD Beats yesterday, and the amount of things that he's able to do. You know, people come, we met a white lady, she had come to Ghana for the last 10 weeks just to study under CD Beats.
Wow.
And I was asking myself, do Ghanaians come here? He says he offers it to universities for free. They tell him they don't have money. For free. You get it? So everywhere we go to, we show them pictures, we show them what we are trying to do. People are amazed by what we are doing. You get it? And I think it's wonderful. It's something that all Ghanaians should get behind and push to the top.
Okay, so what's the show? What format does it take? Is there an exhibition? Is there a runway? What can people expect?
Well, both.
Okay.
But there will be a little bit of exhibition for a few hours before the show takes off. There's going to be the runway showcase as well, which is going to be very amazing. We have 3 different categories that we'll be showcasing. We have the beads, and
The metals.
the metals.
That includes gold, bronze, silver, you know,
any
all
other
that,
metal.
yes.
Yeah, and the contemporary segment as well. So the contemporary caters for stuff like what she's wearing, you know, and a mixture of, I mean, what you're seeing on the table, we can qualify it as a contemporary. Yeah.
So you've
So
got
these are the
Ifia,
3
you've got
segments.
Katy.
Yes.
Yes.
Who else can we expect to see at the Jewellery Art Show?
Well, he mentioned CD
CD
Beats.
Beats, we've got Selena Bebb, we've got Waya Africa, we've got Purple
Wendy
Trans,
Latizan.
Wendy Latizan.
so
You know, the video we saw was a
Soul
creation of
Inspiration.
the video we saw was a creation of Wendy Latizan. So she styled our brand ambassador. Wonderful, wonderful work. We've got Sikapa,
Gold Sense.
Gold Sense, Africa Jewelers, you know, a
Soul
plethora of,
Inspiration.
you know,
Soul Inspiration. She's making stuff with leather.
Leather,
So
yeah.
that's also
Yeah.
in the contemporary space. Yeah.
And she does some lovely stuff as
yeah,
well. Okay.
yeah.
So how do people take part? If I want to come, is there a cost? Where is it going to be held? And when?
So it's happening on the 25th of March.
Okay,
at-
Friday.
Yes,
next week.
Friday. Yes, next week Friday at the Underbridge Event Center.
Oh, okay.
It's starting at 6 p.m. This show is mainly being targeted at industry players.
Okay.
So that's people in the gold industry, basically the mining
value chain,
industry,
yeah.
you know, the jewelers. We are looking at associations and corporate bodies, the expatriate community. We are trying to get them to appreciate what we are doing. It's not open to everybody to be able to attend. It's
Okay.
strictly by invitation. Now, what we are trying to do is to create this awareness amongst stakeholders.
Okay.
So that
All right.
when the stakeholders understand the project that we have undertaken, Herman and myself have undertaken, moving on from next year, we intend this to be an annual event. We are going to open it to the public. Where now we have larger exhibitions. We have, you know, models that are coming from all over the world and stuff like that.
Okay. So if there's maybe a jewelry maker who is watching and wants to take part, is
Yeah.
it too late or can they still
At this,
sign up?
Yeah.
at
It's
this
too late.
point, it's too late.
Okay.
It's too
All right.
late.
It's a bit too late, but I'm sure for next year they'll
Yes.
prepare.
Next year,
Most
definitely.
definitely.
They'll prepare.
Most
All right.
definitely.
Now, you have been very generous to offer 3 invitations
Yes.
to people to attend the Jewelry Art Show. So if you're watching and you want a ticket to attend, check our social media pages. We're going to put something there for you to answer, and then you could get a ticket or an invitation, and you could go and check out the Jewelry Art Show for yourself. So here they are. Okay? All right. Thank you to all of you for joining us this morning. I want to take this to my house, Katy, but I know you have to use it for the Jewelry Art Show, so we'll let it go. But it's been
That's
a pleasure
Yeah.
hosting all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So next week, Friday, yeah.
Thank you.
We'll look,
so
and I'm sure you'll put things on social media.
Yeah.
What's the handle?
Yeah, so the handle is at the Jewellery Art Show.
Okay.
On Instagram and on Facebook as well. So and on Twitter as well. So they can
Great.
follow all our handles for information.
Awesome.
Yeah.